All right, welcome back to Problem Solver Politics. I am your host, Cardinellis, with Cody the Oracle.
Hey, everybody.
And today we actually got a little bit of a tease of the tease that Andrew Yang teased, letting us know something is coming. Over the past couple of weeks, he's been teasing this idea that a, quote, big announcement is coming our way. And we haven't really gotten too many rumors or whispers of what that big announcement is going to be until today. A single picture file has dropped on us in Twitter. And we're going to see if we can't get some kind of clues from it or something like that. Cody, tell us what's going on.
Okay, so
Andrew Yang's teasing us.
Well, I guess we'll start with the gist of it, right? So, as you mentioned, since Andrew Yang has dropped out, it's actually been kind of one of the big topics discussed since he dropped out, the fact that he hasn't endorsed anyone yet. We saw Amy Klobuchar announce she was endorsing Biden when she announced she was dropping out. So, she did a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Andrew Yang has been teasing for a while some kind of announcement. For those of you who don't know, I believe he is co-hosting The View in a couple of days on Thursday. So, pretty cool.
Yep.
He has said that he'll be making his announcement he's been teasing on The View, and then just today he posted this picture. Oh man, I'm blanking on one. This is one of the big famous early rallies he did.
Yeah, where was that? And it was the first one that had
I don't think it's Pittsburgh. For some reason, was it Philadelphia?
I think it was Philadelphia because I remember he didn't get.
Sorry, before we get off track, all I wanted to highlight is so far that's all we have of this line right here, and he posted the HF with the underline. One thing I will say,
I think it means happy.
You know what's scary
family.
about this though?
What?
Immediately what jumps off the page is multiple candidates have used this color. Looks like the color Elizabeth Warren uses. Now, that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
But what it does say, you'll notice that wasn't campaign colors he used. So whatever this is a little bit, I'm doing a little bit of like a movie poster breakdown. Like, well, you can see that. But seriously, for whatever reason, they chose to use the color that's not been associated with this campaign in the past. Don't know why, but I think that is worth noting if we're going to, do a little bit of some lore breakdowns here. What does it mean? Is he going back to where it all began? Who knows what that means? But I thought that was interesting. And there's one other tweet. Let me see if I can pull it up for you here. That was pretty interesting, Andrew, today, where he talked about the sense that it feels like we're getting the gang back together. Something along those lines. I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys. I thought it was, here we go. He said right here, feels like the gang is getting back together or we never went anywhere. So, I mean, he has been having a lot of fun. I can tell you this, Andrew's been on Twitter a lot more. I'll see him just pop up in threads saying random things like, oh, thanks for saying this. Or, hey, that
actually
cool.
sounds like a music line. Feels like the gang is getting back together or we never went anywhere. That's like how you end a good stanza on like a good solid, ballad, like a road song, like a road trip song. You know what I'm saying? Like the boys are back in town or something. Am I totally booming it right now, Cody?
I mean, it's just, no offense, but I don't think you'd be my favorite songwriter.
Yeah.
But then again though, I wanted to get to that because it is also worth noting that it was brought up that he won't be endorsing anyone. Zach Grumman actually said that in his appearance today on MSNBC.
Hey, pretty boy Zach.
One of their morning shows?
Flying anywhere anytime soon?
Male model
Do you endorse
Zach.
anybody? What do you think?
TBD. I think Andrew's been pretty clear. He wants to see democracy play out. You're looking at the voters making their decision as we speak. He will have an announcement on Thursday, though, but it won't be an endorsement right yet.
What's the announcement?
I can't tell you. You got to tune in.
Why not?
Thursday.
I do like him plugging The View. Is MSNBC it's all probably Comcast or whatever, right? Whoever owns The View. I think that was kind of funny. You think they would have let him plug The View and like CNN or something? Like, oh, gotta go to break. Sorry, you can't plug another network on our show.
Yeah.
But him bringing that up again, I just kind of wanted to use a minute here to kind of talk about something that's been a ongoing discussion for a while. Going back in time here a bit to the 12th of February, right after Andrew Yang dropped out, though. And this has been a recurring, obviously when you drop, people want to know, who do you endorse? Andrew Yang has been surprisingly kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just kind of mum on who he's endorsing. We really haven't, every now and then, like, people are reading into all of his cryptic tweets. When Marianne endorsed Bernie, he said, like, oh, I like Marianne. Everyone's like, oh, he's endorsing Bernie now. It's really interesting to see how this Andrew Yang endorsement, which it's with every candidate, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, all the Biden supporters who are laughing and belittling Beto, I guarantee you there was some percentage like, oh, we got the Beto endorsement. That's a big deal. It's like, you hated this guy 6 months ago. So I feel like it's funny seeing people like who are just clowned on Yang, called him a grifter, a liar. He wanted to, like, it's like, hey, dude, apparently I supported this guy who wanted to get rid of welfare because he hates everybody and he's like some awful dude. But now they want my vote because reasons. I don't know. I do think it's interesting Yang is going forward on his own, not endorsing a candidate. And you can kind of tell he's not a politician, right? Amy Klobuchar is a politician. You know, a politician drops out. She drops out on the rally stage next to the candidate she's now endorsing for president. That's how a true politician drops out. And you can see Andrew Yang announces he's suspending his campaign, and then that's about it. He's not worth noting. Kamala Harris, similar. She didn't jump right in, but there's been candidates we've seen like Castro drops out next day with Warren, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to drop out and you want to show that the establishment has truly beaten you, just like, who's the main character of 1984 that finally gives up in the restaurant and the Ministry of Thought had their way with him and he finally gives in to the Ministry of Thought? Oh, I can't remember. But I mean, if you're going to give in to the establishment, you might as well do it standing in front of the establishment guy on stage out in the open. You know what I'm saying? So we all know exactly what's going on.
Well, just the idea being like she's thinking ahead in her political career. Andrew Yang doesn't have to. He's not a politician. She has to think ahead. Where am I going next month, right?
So I got to know, Cody. I would be what do you think this HF thing is? I would be stoked out of my mind if it were a third party. I would sign up for a third party in a heartbeat.
I'd actually really sad if that was the case.
Because we know that it would be a loss.
I'd be bummed. Is a good point though. Some of the things being flown around there. This is a rumor going back to when Andrew Yang was doing conference calls with his big donors when he first dropped out. The idea of a like humanity first or humanity forward PAC
Super
or
PAC?
fund. Maybe not even a super PAC, but an idea. Like I said, I don't want to say this is like what's going on, but a rumor been floating for a while is Andrew Yang kind of helping put together some kind of group or PAC with the idea of putting pro-UBI candidates in like congressional and maybe assembly and Senate seats throughout the country.
Ooh, that'd be powerful.
That's a rumor. I don't really know if that's what he's going to be doing or not. I would say, I don't know. For some reason, it probably means way more to me than it really should, but I'm thinking into too much the weird color change because it just stands out to me. Like right? Am I right though? Like I've seen all the Andrew Yang branded stuff. It was always red and that blue shade. It was never. So I don't know if he's going to make a kind of group or a fund designed to get UBI candidates in office. I would say that definitely points to a 2024 run because, hey, if he does kind of the organic version of what Bloomberg tried to do, which the organic version is you organically get people in office by raising support and funds and helping them, and then a couple of years down the line, you've built this infrastructure where Bloomberg just dropped $5 million in your lap and said, here you go, hope you win. But that's a great way to win, having an infrastructure of people around the country who support UBI. One big reason why that's big, especially like for Congress and Senate, being able to say when you're running, look, I already have X amount of pro-UBI people in the House today.
Yeah.
And if I win and get even more, and that's how I'm going to get this thing passed. So that's very interesting.
And he's young. He could play a long game. Like, if you actually think about it.
He can do, 12 years, coming 3 elections now?
12, 20. Look at Joe Biden.
Well, hopefully.
Joe Biden ran for the first time in the 70s for the presidency. He literally, before
It'd probably be 60s, right? Because he served 8 years. There's 12 years between him being Biden's VP and him running for president now.
Okay, I'm Googling
out of the 70s,
Joe Biden's first presidential run. Okay, it says it was a calamity. The 1988 Democratic nomination for president.
50s. He was the age he should be when you're running for president.
But 1988, that's 30 years ago from 2018. So, I mean.
Exactly, late 50s. That's when you should run, I think.
Yeah, so it's like Andrew Yang literally has a window to add 30 to 2020. He could run in 2050 and only be the same, actually still younger than Joe Biden. Okay? So, I mean, I don't think it needs to be a 30-year long game. You know what I'm saying? But if for a decade he did nothing but raise money and give bipartisan support, okay, to pro-UBI candidates, both Democrat and Republican, and not just Democrats, pro-UBI Democrats, and not just Republicans, pro-UBI Republicans, then he would be an incredible force to be reckoned with. Once there's been, it'll probably take a couple of election cycles to get the PAC very influential, a couple election cycles worth of, people appointed. That's 12 years right there. But man, let me tell you, a decade from now, Humanity First PAC might be boom shakalaka, if you know what I'm saying. That could be a real big deal. Are there any other rumors floating around besides the super PAC?
Well, I'm just really trying to quickly pull up. I want to show you guys. This is because this is not a. Give me 1 second. I want to pull up the couple things. I wanted to highlight for the most part that there is a bunch of people running on pure pro UBI stances. I'm having trouble getting the exact.
I was this close to voting for Zoltan Istvar.
Well,
he was on my ballot.
You got to get his name right if you're going to vote for the guy. You got his name wrong forever. But there is
how did I get it wrong?
Look it up. See what his name is. Anyway, I do want to highlight there's multiple people who are running for Congress right now on pro UBI messages. I had to put up a second ago and it did not crop correctly, so unfortunately I got rid of it. But there's many. I don't want to mention like 2 people, and I could mention more. But,
Istvan, you're right.
I just wanted to make sure that was out there and known that there is a lot of candidates who are running for president on some kind of pro UBI message, and it is not for president, sorry, for Congress, and getting people like that in office. Here we go. Finally found it. Apologize for that. Not only did I find it, it's got a couple of our friends right here. Friends of the show, Scott Santons and Paget are actually, you'll see in the bottom.
Rock on.
They have nothing to do with the passage I'm bringing up, but they're there so you can see them. However, here is a list of candidates that are running on pro-UBI stances right now. Apologies, it took me longer, but we have people running like Ryan Blevins, James Ellers, David Kim, Brianna Wu, and Jonathan Herzog. And one thing I do want to mention, too, I'm pretty sure David Kim and I think Ryan Blevins are running actually in California as well. So we're seeing people running in California on the stance. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that was the stance.
Also, we got
very cool. I just wanted to, sorry. My only point to that was it does show that there is something brewing already. Let me see if I can get the right website with that. This is on the Ryan Blevins thing. There is a UBI caucus. There's the ground floor is being put in. Here's the website, the UBI caucus website. So there is a ground floor of an organization designed to help people that are pro UBI get elected, to maybe help someone like an Andrew Yang win the presidency, just being able to tell the American people, how am I going to get it passed? I have X amount of people that'll vote on it today. That's how I'm going to get it passed.
That is intriguing. It is right up Andrew Yang's alley because he's a good he's a good starter. You know what I'm saying? Starting Venture for America, starting his campaign. He's good at starting these things. Yeah, obviously you can't do anything yourself. No man is island. You have to surround yourself with really good help. And you need a Yang gang in order to execute the campaign that he did, So then it's really up to any other UBI candidates that are actually truly passionate about this to put their shoulder to the wheel. And then obviously anybody else who was really passionate about UBI, I think like 99% of the Yang gang was in it for UBI and democracy dollars. So this is something I would be very, very interested in. And now that we're also, Cody, out of the 90-day or the 60-day FCC equal airtime rule, because we finally passed the California primaries here yesterday, then no, sorry, I voted yesterday, early voting. It's today, Super Tuesday. I apologize. We got to invite some of these pro UBI candidates onto the show so they can give us their platforms and they can really try and articulate exactly how they are. I mean, they're blazing a trail. You know what I'm saying? They're going where no politician has gone before in American history.
Well, I believe, I'd have to do the little bit of research, but I believe something similar happened with Bernie Sanders when he started first running for like president, and that's how Medicare for All got moved so much, to where you started seeing people. And again, here's one thing that's really important to keep in mind as well. It's like, well, obviously it's great to have people who've won seats in the House and in the Senate and say, I have people who believe this. Just having people run in races, you do it long enough, and suddenly the idea that, for example, the 5th time somebody's running a major presidential campaign with the UBI as a major part of their campaign, it doesn't sound like this crazy weird idea anymore. It's, oh yeah, that's just part of politics now. Medicare for All, when that was first like a platform for president, people were like, what? That's insane.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it's just like, oh yeah, that's one of the things people who run for president run for it on. It isn't viewed as some like out there thing, and I think that's when I said when Yang first dropped, I said he's already had a massive success, a massive win in, quote unquote, shifting the Overton window a bit. There was times on the debate stage, candidates are being directly asked questions about UBI. That would have never happened if Andrew Yang wasn't in the race. So I guess to get back to the point, to get back to what we're talking about this whole video, if that really is what Andrew Yang is cooking up, and that really is what Andrew Yang's been hiding from us here, and that's what the HF stands for, that is a great way to cement the legacy of that Yang 2020 movement. Like, to actually have it be the beginning of something, this would be the legs, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think this This could be huge, and this could be something that we look back at.
Or it could
on
be
this podcast.
IHOB. Remember that?
Or what?
Remember IHOB?
No, what's IHOB?
Remember everyone, IHOP had this big announcement that they changed their names to IHOB, their National House of Burgers.
Yeah.
And it was a publicity stunt and it lasted 2 weeks. And I was like, why did we all get excited for this? This was nothing.
Yeah, I hear you. So it could be a total flop, or this could be one of those podcasts that we look back at a couple of years from now and we think, wow, we were there when that started. So anyway, let us know what you guys think. In the comments below. If you haven't had a chance to like, please like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe or consider joining the channel. It's really an inexpensive way to make sure that these videos keep coming to you free of any kind of corporate sponsorships or influence. Also, make sure you check us out on Twitter at PSP Radio 1. Follow us on Twitter there. Cody just lights up Twitter like crazy during the day. And then also make sure that you check us out on whatever your preferred podcast platform is. If you like watching our show, make sure you listen to it. If you're in a commute or something like that, we're on Spotify, we're on Google, we're on Apple Podcasts, all the podcast platforms. Check us out. This is Problem Solver Politics. We'll see you guys in the next video.